Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I do videos about Elvis Presley. It's lovely to have your company here today, and just to let you know, I'm a really big Elvis Presley fan. I'm a lifelong fan. I've been a fan since I was about 5 years old, and I've loved Elvis throughout my life, and he's a wonderful person. I love his music, his charisma, his looks, his he has that X factor, this special quality that I can't describe. And I do lots of videos about Elvis and his life, his career, his music, and I just like to share Elvis with the world, and I want the younger generation to become fans as well, because I want them to know about Elvis and who he was. And also I like to collect rare bits of information about Elvis. I love doing that because people are really interested in his life, in things they've never heard of before. So I really do my research. I dig deep to find out as much as I can about this man. And also I'm here to defend Elvis as well, because some people, they lie, they misrepresent Elvis, they make assumptions about him, and I want to debunk the lies and the rumours and the lies and information that's twisted over the years, and people have the wrong impression, the wrong perception about Elvis Presley. So I really like to, as much as I can, whenever I see something that's wrong, something that's a complete lie, and I can prove it's a lie, I would always defend Elvis, because, as you know, Elvis Presley is not around anymore to defend himself, and it's up to us, the fans, to defend him. So I want to keep his legacy alive, and I want to keep his reputation alive. And I don't like people dragging his name through the mud, because mud sticks, okay? Whatever you say, no matter if you, even if you find out the truth, people would always have that doubt in their mind. They would always have that suspicion. So I don't like people slandering him, making implications and twisting stories about him. So I'm here to defend the guy. Yeah, this is a guy I've loved all my life, because he's impacted my life so much. He has helped me through tough times. He helped me get through all the tough times I've had in my life. I only have to play his music and I'm transported into a wonderful world where his music, the sound of his voice, is out of this world. I'm mesmerized by the voice. There's nothing else like it. Nobody can replace him, and nobody can ever come near him and his talents, his charm. And he was such a lovable guy, very humble, very meek, very modest. He was quite a shy guy as well, and I like that about him. There's this innocence about him, and it's a quality that appeals to me more than anything else. And today I am going to talk about why he dyed his hair black. So this is the topic for today. We're going to learn together, why did he dye his hair black? What was the reason? I don't know if any of you guys know. There are so many reasons people have said, people have informed us. There's many reasons why he dyed his hair black. So one of the reasons, it would be because he loved the actor Tony Curtis. he was a big fan of Tony Curtis. He idolized him as an actor, and he wanted to be a serious actor, a dramatic actor, you know, instead of doing all those comedy musicals where he's chasing the girls are chasing him. He didn't like all those films that he did in the 60s. He wanted to become a serious actor and be taken seriously as an actor. And anyway, as I said, he loved Tony Curtis. They became good friends. And when he saw Tony Curtis's hair on screen, it was jet black, and that made him look very distinctive. It brought out the colour of his eyes. So the black was in contrast, the black hair was in contrast to the bright blue eyes, and Elvis wanted to be like him. He idolized Tony Curtis, and they became friends. And he also taught Elvis how to do his eyeliner on his eyes, just above the eye. But the way Elvis does his makeup, it doesn't show he has makeup. Yeah, that's the good thing about Elvis, is he is so careful, so meticulous about how he applies his eyeliner, where nobody would ever know that he does have eyeliner on him. So that's one of the reasons, because Tony Curtis, he loved Tony Curtis and wanted to look like him. He wanted to have that jet black hair that was so distinctive and so striking, and that's one of the reasons. Okay, also the thing is, Elvis's mother had jet black hair, so in honor of his mother, in tribute to his mother, he dyed his hair black. Yeah, because he loved his mother so much. He just wanted to have his hair dyed black to be in remembrance of his mother. Okay, and let's have a look here. As we said, he was more striking and more distinctive, and it represented him as a rock and roll idol. You know, the image of him, you know, black hair suited him, suited his image as a rock and roll star. So his management also recommended that he dye his hair black. And anyway, he adored his mother, and he never recovered after his mother died. He was still grieving her throughout his life. He was grieving his mother. So I think to be respectful to his mum, to always remember his mum, he dyed his hair black. That's another reason that was given why he dyed his hair. Anyway, he stood out in the music industry with black hair. It was striking, it was distinctive, and it contributed to his status as an icon, as a cultural icon. So the black hair did help him for his career as well. Yeah, and it was unique and memorable. You know, his hair, his real colour was dark blonde, and it didn't really stand out. It wasn't unique, it wasn't memorable. So after the film after the film Love Me Tender, he decided to dye his hair black. And if you see the film Loving You, which is the second film, his hair is black during that film. And it made him more photogenic in the movies, and the black hair set him apart from all the other artists. So it was striking. You can't miss him. He's in your face like, oh my God, this is a Greek god. Look at him, you know. And when you see the dark black hair, it's more memorable. So that's the look he wanted to create. And actually, he carried on dyeing his hair until the day he died. He never changed his hair after that. After the film Love Me Tender, after his mother died, he dyed the hair black, and it was black throughout his life, until the day he died, actually. Yeah, so that's another reason why he dyed his hair black. Because if you see Elvis, his signature look is his black hair. You'll always remember Elvis because of his black hair. And when he was poor, before he became rich, he used shoe dye to dye his hair. He never had a proper dye. But when he became rich, then he used the proper dye. And if you look at his hair, it's not just black. It was so black. It had like blue undertones. When the light hits it, when your hair is so black, jet black, you can see some blue light, ultraviolet light. When the light hits it, it looks a little bit blue. So he had those blue undertones as well. I've seen him in the films, I've seen him in concert, and I can see those blue undertones within his hair. So, as we said, Tony Curtis inspired him to dye his hair black. He looked more distinctive. He used eyeliner. Tony Curtis recommended that he uses eyeliner to accentuate his eyes. And that's what he did. And in those days, they used to use the term tall, dark and handsome. So Elvis picked up on that saying, in that quote, you're tall, dark and handsome. So black was always considered an attractive colour to dye your hair, because black hair was considered attractive. And also, Elvis had really, really fine hair. And by dyeing it black, it looked thicker, it looked more dense. It didn't look as fine as it really was. So it made him, it had this luxury look about him when he dyed his hair black. As far as I'm concerned, that's my view anyway. Some people prefer him with his blonde hair, and I do love him with blonde hair as well, because I've seen him in the film Flaming Star. Because I think he dyed his hair for Loving You. Then when he did the film Follow That Dream and Flaming Star, he didn't dye his hair. His hair was brown, light brown. So he after Flaming Star, he must have dyed it back to black again. So, and from then onwards, from 1963 onwards, he left it black. He never considered any other colour. And okay, as you know, I don't know if anybody knows that Elvis is half Jewish and half Cherokee. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Cherokee. He was Native American. He was a Native American Indian on his mother's side, and by dyeing his hair black, he reclaimed his Native American look, his Native American roots. So by dyeing his hair black, because Elvis was part Jewish. Now, his father was Irish and Scottish and English, but his mother was half Cherokee and half Jewish. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Cherokee. is a Native American, and he does have those Native American looks. Anyway, Elvis, he doesn't look English that much. He has this exotic look about him. His features, he has dark features, and also, yeah, the black color was eye-catching, and his skin, it suited his skin tone, because Elvis, yes, he did have white skin, but he tanned his skin a lot. He tanned his face. He used to take some medication to produce melanin, which is the pigment in your skin, to produce more pigment. And when his skin was tanned, it would really match the black hair. So that's another reason black really suited him as well, because of his dark features and because of his tan skin. It brought out the colour of his, it brought out the tan. Yeah, so there you go. So it highlighted his features. It suited his image as a rock and roll star. It added mystery to him. It was dramatic. It was eye-catching. So that's basically why he dyed his hair black. Also, Priscilla, I want to talk about a little bit about Priscilla, because Priscilla stated in her books, in her memoirs, on TV, when she was doing Q&As, when she was being interviewed, during chat shows, she always used to say that Elvis made her dye her hair black, that he forced her to dye her hair black. And I don't think that was the case at all. He didn't force her. He may have recommended for her to dye her hair black. He may have made suggestions, but he wasn't forcing her at gunpoint to dye her hair black. Yeah. So if you see during the wedding, Priscilla's hair was black and it matched Elvis's hair, which was black. Elvis wanted them to match together as a couple, to wear matching clothes and dye their hair black, have the same colour hair, to look like each other a lot. But that was the trend in those days. It was the trend. It's a trend. Elvis was really ahead of his time, because couples, celebrity couples, families, they wear matching clothes. It's a trend. It's a fashion. It's vogue. Yeah. Sometimes you wear matching things. Sometimes you don't. So I don't like the way she says that he made her dye her hair black. She lost her identity. She was told how to do her makeup, how to do her hair, which wasn't the case at all. Her hair was never always black. Her hair was black in 1968, then it was brown in 1969 and 1970, then it was straight. Oh, and also she said that Elvis made her wear her hair in a beehive, but it wasn't Elvis's idea for Priscilla to wear her hair in a beehive. It was her idea. It was fashion. It was the 60s. So it's really unfair to portray Elvis as a control freak and to say that he made Priscilla do things. Yeah, if she wanted to please her husband, yeah, and to wear her hair black and to make him happy, because that was the look he desired, to look desirable for your husband, it's not a bad thing. It's when somebody is forcing you and is controlling you, then it's bad. Because Priscilla wore all different types of makeup, different types of hairstyles. Elvis would give her thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars to go to the salon and get her hair done. He never chose the haircut. He never chose the hairstyle or the colour. When she went to the salon, that was her decision what to do with her hair. He would send her on wild shopping sprees. He would give her thousands and thousands of pounds. She never denied the money. She wanted the money. She sued him for money for so many years, getting more and more and more money. I'm just saying, yeah? I've got nothing against Priscilla. I don't have any hatred for her at all. And actually, I'm devastated. We lost Lisa, and my heart was bleeding for her when she lost little Lisa. So there you go. But Elvis never forced her to wear her hair in a beehive. She wanted to do it. She liked, and she was a short lady. She was like 4'9" or something. And when she stood next to Elvis, she looked tiny. And by wearing her hair in a beehive style and wearing high-heeled shoes, the difference in the height when they stood next to each other it wasn't too big. It wasn't very noticeable, because Elvis was like 6'1" and she was 4'9". The difference was big. She had to wear her hair up, and it was her decision to do that. And sometimes she implies that that Elvis made her do stuff. She didn't know her identity because of Elvis. Elvis never forced her to do anything. He was making movies. She had the run of the house in Graceland to do whatever she wanted to do. She would go out. She would go to dancing classes. She would go to acting lessons. She would go to karate lessons. Elvis paid for all that. He wanted Priscilla to have a career. He wanted Priscilla to be skilled, to do things. He was very proud of his wife and wanted her to achieve and to be successful. Yeah, I don't know how much he was threatened by her being successful, but he wasn't even there. He was making films and she was in Graceland, and she had the choice. And she, during the video, she told the host, the host, she said that Elvis allowed me to do anything I wanted to do. All I had to do was call him to tell him I'm okay and I'm safe. She said that with her own lips, that Elvis allowed her to do anything she wanted to do. So it's not right for him to be portrayed as a control freak, because Priscilla was free to wear her hair any way she wanted to wear her hair. And if you see on their way to the honeymoon, they wore matching clothes. It was a monochrome black and white. They both wore black and white, and it looked really good. Elvis had a good sense of style. He knew what suited Priscilla. And he, he expressed his likes and dislikes, and that's it really. Nobody forced Priscilla to do her hair a certain way, because her hair was never black, even when she was married to Elvis. And when she was in her late teens, she knew that Elvis Presley loved Deborah Paget, and he actually proposed to Deborah Paget in 1956. Elvis, when they did the film Love Me Tender, he loved Deborah Paget so much, he actually proposed marriage to her, but she was engaged to somebody else, or she was going to get married to somebody else. That's why they never married. And Priscilla read about this, that Elvis was in love with Deborah Paget. So Priscilla, without Elvis knowing, she did her hair like Deborah Paget so as to attract Elvis, because Elvis liked that look. And so Priscilla wanted Elvis so bad, she did her hair like Deborah Paget, the girl that Elvis liked, that Elvis loved. So yes, basically this is it, guys. I just want to protect Elvis's reputation and debunk the lies and tell the truth whenever possible. Right, also, I forgot to mention about Roy Orbison. Roy Orbison had black hair, and Elvis loved Roy Orbison. He was his favourite male singer. Elvis's favourite male singer was Roy Orbison, and Elvis praised Roy Orbison, that he had the most gorgeous voice he's ever heard, and he would love to be able to sing like Roy Orbison, because he regarded Roy Orbison's voice as the best quality voice you can ever listen to. Well, I think Elvis's voice is good too. I think Elvis's voice is better than Roy Orbison's. So Elvis was so modest. He didn't like praising himself. He wasn't good at receiving compliments. He always gave people compliments. He always gave everything. Gave himself, gave his property away, gave his money away to people, because he loved doing that. He loved helping people. He loved to make people happy. So Elvis wasn't the kind of person, he didn't like receiving presents. He liked giving presents. So I think Roy Orbison also had an influence on Elvis Presley to dye his hair black. And anyway, Elvis's hair was timeless. The black colour is timeless. It's associated with luxury, with glamour, and it would complement his tanned skin as well. It does go with your complexion, and it brings out the colour of his blue eyes. His eyes look a lot brighter when his hair is dyed black. So I like his black hair. I like him with black hair. I like him with blonde hair. But I think I would go for the darker features, the black hair, slightly. I prefer the black hair, because that's his look. And that's it, guys. I think I'm going to end it now, and I'll see you later, guys. Have a lovely day, and be good to one another, and take care. Love you all. Bye for now.